I'm pleased to provide some insight into what the Natural Sciences and Engineering Research Council is doing to support women in research in Canada. In Canada, NSERC's the largest funder of science and engineering research. With an annual budget from the government of $1.1 billion, we support over 41,000 students and professors at universities and colleges across the country. Additionally, we work closely with our sister research councils in Canada, the Social Science and Humanities Research Council and the Canadian Institutes for Health Research. And we have colleagues here today. If you can, I know Joy is here. If there's other Canadians, we've had a good contingent at the conference, and we work very together and cooperatively on gender issues, which I think has added bench strength overall for our perspective on the issue. In fact, yesterday we heard how incredibly impactful the policy changes at CIHR have been in research outcomes when it comes to identifying sex of handlers in research experiments. So we're already seeing the fruits and benefits, which is very exciting. All three of the science granting councils have been seized with gender issues on an ongoing basis, with different issues or challenges to address. NSERC's role is to make investments in people, discovery, and innovation to increase Canada's scientific and technological capabilities for the benefit of all Canadians. We have a similar pyramid in Canada to what Wanda just showed you in the NSE in the United States. We have that, and a key concern for us in Canada is how to attract more women to careers in science and engineering. This is a central concern and has affected the development of our role as a connector with the research community. It's also a necessity for increasing Canada's scientific and technological capabilities, which underpin our economic growth. Over the past 25 years, NSERC has implemented a number of programs and policies to address the underrepresentation of women in science and engineering at various stages of their academic careers. We continue to identify barriers to women in science and engineering and look for more ways to be more proactive in addressing issues and raising awareness. A 2012 report by the Canadian Council on the Academies titled Strengthening Canada's Research Capacity, the Gender Dimension, an analysis of factors influencing career trajectory of women researchers in Canadian universities, found that Canada's uneven distribution of women researchers by academic rank and field is comparable to patterns observed in other economically advanced countries. We still have much work to do. Some of the insights that the CCA panel gave us will not surprise this audience in any way. The pathway to becoming a researcher is laid before a university. Young Canadians lack sufficient knowledge about educational requirements for future careers, as well as an understanding of STEM careers and what it entails. And thirdly, for example, the lack of women in leadership position makes it difficult for others to envision themselves as leaders. Just one program through which we can tackle some of those concerns is the NSERC's Chair Program for Women in Science and Engineering. Our chair holders are part of the Women in Science and Engineering expert community. Last year in Washington, at GS4, they played a key role in assisting NSERC with summit preparation and organization, as well in taking a strong part and roles in the sessions. We were proud of our strong Canadian contingent in Washington. The chairs received enthusiastic response during their panel sessions, and many researchers and organizations expressed interest in establishing similar programs in their own countries. In part in response to this, NSERC's increasing the profile of the chairs to further promote their outreach efforts to more young Canadian women. And I'll talk a little bit more about these chairs. The chairs are approaching their 20th anniversary in Canada. The program provides funding and flexibility in terms of reduced teaching time for talented women in research to develop mentorship activities for young women in their region. The chairholders are established, high-performing researchers with faculty appointments who share the goal of increasing the participation of women in science and engineering. They are role models for women active in and considering careers in these fields. The chairs across Canada are located in different regions. They spend 50% of their time on chair-related activities such as science promotion, leadership training, camps, and workshops. The remainder of their time is spent conducting research in their respective fields. The chairs also act as an informal consultation group for our council, providing feedback that guides NSERC's program and policy decisions related to women in science and engineering. But in order for the work of our chairholders to have a significant impact, we need to build a community that supports young women from the time they begin their studies and continuing throughout their careers in research. To that end, NSERC takes great efforts to develop policies that foster fairness and equality in our programs. We want to ensure that young women who pursue careers in science and engineering are entering a research environment that supports their ambitions and accommodates their life choices. Here are some of the examples of the actions we've taken. We have several policies in place for grantees, award holders, and students that allow them to take leave to start a family without sacrificing their careers or hindering their studies. The majority of NSERC's program statistics are reported by gender to ensure our funding competitions are transparent. We also monitor the gender distribution for applicants, success rates, and funding levels for NSERC scholarships and grants. These statistics give us regular updates on the state of women in research in fields NSERC funds, and also help us determine where we need to focus our efforts to increase their participation. We also have a policy stating that the membership of each selection committee should reflect the gender balance of the research community it represents. As the minimum, each committee must contain at least 2 women and 2 men. NSERC has been undertaking discussions with our sister granting councils in Canada, the Canadian Institutes for Health Research and the Social Sciences for Humanities Research Council, on harmonization and improving our gender-related policies. Working together, this work is ongoing, and we will be able to provide you with updates on our progress at future gender summits. One of the most recent initiatives began last year. NSERC is piloting a series of workshops training women scientists and engineers how to write editorials about their work, how to communicate their expertise in interviews, and seek opportunities through a variety of media platforms to inspire the next generation by putting their voices out there. These workshops were developed in response to the fact that in Canada, fewer than 20% of mainstream media and editorial opinion articles are penned by women. We know that print and television are regularly searching for female experts to weigh in on issues of the day and provide their scholarly insight. As a result of these workshops, we've already had an increase in women publishing editorials, and there are more in the works for various media platforms. Our efforts are to assist in empowering women researchers to contribute to the public discussions that are important to them. NSERC is creating opportunities to increase our outreach to affect real change in the number of women who pursue careers in research. This work is ongoing, and we're always searching for new ideas and actions we can apply in Canada. Like our Canadian counterparts at CIHR, NSERC was at the table for the third Gender Summit held in Washington, D.C. in November 2013. We were proud to be involved in the summit, and NSERC is committed to collaborating with international partners to address the barriers that exist for women in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. The third Gender Summit was a great opportunity for NSERC to gather insights from experts, hear the particular challenges faced by female researchers around the world, and share good practices with like-minded organizations. The Gender Summit's an opportunity for NSERC to see what like-minded individuals and organizations are doing to foster inclusive communities for women in research around the world. I look forward to learning more about the progress that is being made and achieved in future summits as the progression continues. We are interested, as Elizabeth alluded, in hosting an upcoming Gender Summit in Canada, potentially in Montreal in 2017. You may have met my colleagues from Quebec promoting their beautiful province in the city of Montreal yesterday throughout the conference. So we may very well see you au Canada in 2017. Donc, merci bien et peut-être à la prochaine. Merci.